A lot of hype on Thunderbolts after it started. You see all the reviews and the Twitter feeds and all this stuff. Everybody's hyped up about it.
Let's go.
What do you think it did in the box office? How long has it been out?
5 days? 6 days? What day is today? Wednesday? 7, 5, 6. 6. 6, Trebek. What is 6? Because I think there was technically some Thursday nights. So my final answer is 6.
Correct. There was Thursday nights. U.S. and Canada did almost 75 million.
It did not do well.
I'm really surprised.
I'm also surprised.
Worldwide did 173 million.
Yeah. Which, here's the thing. It makes sense to me. Thunderbolts does not make sense for a mainstream Marvel film.
No, but it is better than a lot of the mainstream Marvel films that they've...
I agree completely.
I mean...
You know what I didn't like that they did? The movie's been out for 6 days. Have you seen what they've done with some of the advertisement stuff?
No.
So the posters, obviously, the big thing was the Wheaties.
Yeah.
Because that was the joke in all of the stupid promotional features. Like, I want to be on the Wheaties.
Right.
With the little toys. So the promotional, a lot of the stuff has that Wheatie box with Thunderbolts with the asterisks. And now what they've done, they've already changed the promotional to rip off where it says Thunderbolts. Spoiler. Granted, it's everywhere now.
Yeah.
But it is a technical spoiler that I don't like that they're spoiling for those that have not seen it yet.
Okay.
But they've ripped that off and it says the New Avengers already.
The New Avengers, right. The New Avengers thing had been floating around for quite a while.
It had.
Right, but it made it obviously official.
It did.
Yeah.
And, well, so technically there's multiple different ways. So they talked about the New Avengers.
Right.
But that was with Anthony Mackie and his Captain. Like, to me, it was like, it would have made sense for Captain America, Brave New World. That's where it's kind of starting the New Avengers.
Right, which I think was the original intent, but because that was such a, I mean, that thing was horrible.
Yeah.
So I think that was somewhat the original intent, but because it did do so bad, I think
But they're only 3 months apart. I mean, you can do a lot of editing to change, like, kind of the direction of things. But, like...
Well, no, but the Brave New World got... The screenings were terrible.
That's true.
I mean, they changed, 4 or 5 times they changed
names.
Like,
changed
a whole bunch of
lines.
things. They did all kinds of post-production filming. Like,
Cuts.
You know, they patched that movie together like crazy. So it makes
sense.
sense.
It does. But I still don't like, the movie's only been out for, again, 6 days. And they're already starting to do that with, like, I've seen it on X. I've seen it on...
It's right here on IMDb.
Yeah.
TV.
You are to be.
Yeah.
But, like, I was talking to a friend about it. They should have at least waited 2 or 3 weeks, maintained the hype, and allow people that are still going to see it for a second weekend, build, like, just, like, the normal conversation of people are excited to see it. They've seen it. It's a good film. That could get people in for the second week, maybe the third week. Maybe that third week, that weekend, release new promotional where it's like the New Avengers and people are like, well, what? Maybe I should see this film because it's the New Avengers, but not do that within a week.
Right. Hey, look, these Marvel people in the last 8 years have really had it figured out. Just stop doubting them.
That's true. Kevin Feige, I'm sorry. Should never doubt the man, the myth, the legend.
Side tangent.
I love Science.
Fantastic Four. Silver Surfer's out now.
Yeah.
See that?
What do you mean? Technically, there was a girl Silver Surfer in the comic books.
Sure, but not the Silver Surfer that came.
No.
Wasn't the first one.
It wasn't the first one, you're right.
Wasn't there, like, this is supposed to be setting up the...
Yeah, but
like,
technically Galactus had both a male and...
Well, I understand that.
Surfer.
I'm just saying, like, this, I don't care either way.
Okay.
But they came out saying that this wasn't going to have anything, that they were going to stick to a lot of the,
source material.
Source material,
Yeah.
the original IP kind of stuff. They're going to make it feel like the old comics, which I think they did. The colors and stuff was great.
Looks great.
The, older cars and some of the
the weird techno
trailer.
stuff.
Yeah, right. So I love that about it. And so, I mean, I saw it like a few days ago on Twitter, X, whatever, and so I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer. Bam! There she was.
There she was.
She looked cold.
She did. Like all good Silver Surfers should. No emotions.
Yeah.
I thought the post-credit scene, my mind was...
Are we back on Thunderbolts?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought the end credit scene was going to be the Silver Scene. Like, I thought that was who's going to come in. That's what I thought you were potentially going to be in, too.
Know.
But spoiler, it's just the Fantastic Four ship, which doesn't get me excited. I like that they're actually tying into the next film rather than potentially tying into a film that's never going to exist. That's smart. That's how you do this multiverse building world type movie. Yeah. Because that's, we talked about, like, Thor 2, like, when Thor got introduced, Iron Man 2, post-credit scene, Thor hammer, next film, what is it? Thor.
Right.
That's how you do those teases.
Exactly. They did have it figured out back then.
Yeah. It seems like they're realigning.
And yeah, totally. And they did a lot to build up to that. They did a lot of different actors for Iron Man.
Yeah.
They did a lot of foundation work and things, and then finally it just took off.
Yeah.
And then they crashed it just as fast as it took off.
It's Endgame, man.
It
was all part of the process.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like, well, just the quality of the work that came out was. But at any rate, Thunderbolts.
Bob.
Let's talk about Bob.
I love Bob.
What about Bob?
He was really good at Maverick.
Huh?
The actor who plays Bob is the same actor who plays Bob in Top Gun Maverick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, sorry.
A little slow. You'll get there.
Definitely am. It's
We'll
been
turn
a
the page.
long day.
We'll get there.
I'm having some boba tea, get a little bit of caffeine.
I always fear choking on the stupid little bobas.
Is that a true real fear?
It is.
Okay.
I mean, when you suck those things in, like, it could sound sexual, but I don't mean it to. Like, if you suck too fast, it just gets jammed in hard. Like, I mean, it's a fear.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, I don't know how kids drink it. I just feel like it's just a risk.
It's a risk. It's a risk worth taking.
Don't go deep for the boba tea.
At any rate, I don't even know where I was anymore.
Thunderbolts.
But Bob. So Bob,
the Sentry,
is I really, spoiler, I really didn't care for that whole mental illness thing.
The hard part is that character.
Sure. I'm not saying that it's not the character, I guess, but it's just that's all very interesting to me because while I haven't really studied psychology,
I am a psychologist.
Right. From the standpoint of schooling, but I have studied it in a lot of books and a lot of different things like that in a large sense, and there's a lot of it that just I don't agree with because it's you're coddling too many things from a mental standpoint.
Yeah.
The reason I dug into it was with the death of my daughter,
and
how do you build your brain, right?
Yeah.
Like how do you so I know I'm coming at it from a different angle than a lot of people are, but you can't coddle that stuff. It doesn't heal. It doesn't, I like the support system idea and some of those things I did really like, but I just it was a little too much,
I think
coddling.
I think it's gonna be interesting because it's definitely not a fixed issue,
right?
And so I think I'm hoping that they can you continue to see the work that needs to go into it.
Yeah.
Obviously there was a resolution at the end of like they work together, we're all a team.
Right.
He's all better now, but I think even in the post-credit scene again, you see like there's obviously still stuff he has to deal with.
Right.
Like he's not turning into the Sentry because he lives in fear of like, well, what happens if I turn into the Void?
Right.
I liked that Yelena, like they built that relationship right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like that it wasn't just like all of a sudden of like, oh, we're now going to support you because you're an evil person.
Right.
Yelena built that relationship right away. I really liked John. I can't remember.
Captain America. Started with W.
Yeah. I like that he was a dick.
Yeah.
I thought that was really fun.
These are total anti-heroes.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm glad they kept that.
Yeah.
Because that's always the concern in these types of films, that they're going to curve the character too much to be likable when that's not the point of the character.
Right. And that's absolutely true. They sort of did the whole no one dies thing again.
Except for Taskmaster. That was so funny.
That was funny, but that wasn't.
It wasn't a surprise.
It wasn't a surprise, but it wasn't really relevant.
No.
I mean,
it was unfortunate to the character.
Totally unfortunate to the character, but you don't even know from a film standpoint what the character is. You just don't know.
Right. Comes in for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean
gets shot.
It's like
doesn't even lament.
Right, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
to your emotions. It doesn't matter to the appeal of what was relevant about that.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, it seems silly.
You know, and so that's the thing I don't like about it either. And
I wish he would have died later.
Yeah.
Because I think when we're talking about nobody dies, technically somebody did, but they didn't really add significance to it because of the fact that nobody was truly connected to her.
Which then seems like a non-death.
Yeah. Even Yelena doesn't even reflect on it, even though she had a connection to that character.
Right.
Besides I'm not here for you. It's like,
yeah.
Why didn't we reflect upon that later?
Right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially because Yelena's arc in this is figuring herself out and what does it mean for her to feel happy and what does she want to do.
Which was kind of interesting.
It was interesting.
I don't know. I really, this was fun. This was needed. I think it's a little bit of a stretch to say, a lot of people on X and stuff are saying, Marvel's back and that kind of thing. This is definitely not that. I mean, if you
go into the bipolarism,
if you're 10 years old, maybe you think Marvel's back.
Yeah, be back.
But if you're more than 25, certainly no.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not really good Marvel stuff.
No, it's one film.
Right.
I think that's the hard part of Guardians. We're back. It's a great film.
Yes.
But Guardians, again, is an isolated film to the Marvel Universe where it's not really it's not a domino that's going to affect a bunch of things down the line.
And especially, so the second one wasn't nearly as good. I mean, the second one was okay.
Yeah.
But the first and third one were really good, right?
Absolutely.
But so when you're looking at the third one and a little bit the second one, you're looking at a time period that was just disastrous.
Yeah.
But you could definitely see Marvel to Marvel film that Guardians was not done by the normal Marvel people.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the big thing.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah.
It was very successful.
Yeah.
They did it the way it should be done.
Yeah.
Whereas you have...
It's interesting to me, too, because so now I think... I can't remember if this is the last Phase 5 film. It might be Fantastic Four. But they posted all the Phase 5 films, and then people are commenting and the only bad one is Quantumania. And I'm like, no, the Marvel sucked. That was awful.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe entertaining, but terrible.
Yeah.
It's a terrible film.
Right.
And so it's interesting of it's kind of again, we start looking at things at a nostalgia lens, even though it's only 2 or 3 years. That's not how nostalgia lenses are meant to work.
No. Exactly.
So it's crazy to me that it's oh yeah, no, they're all it wasn't actually that bad of a phase if you start reflecting and looking back. It's no, it's bad. We can't just say it's good because we had one good film and then it's oh, they were actually decent films. No, they sucked.
On the morning show, I've been talking about how you measure a standard.
Yeah.
Right, and it's so if you're measuring a standard against what?
Yeah.
It might have been good, but what are you measuring it against?
Life is perspective, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not good. They weren't successful.
Yeah.
From a box office standpoint, which
and
they
I think
have
that's
to
how
make
we got
money.
to where the Thunderbolts is. We're talking about the box office, how much it did not do great, and why is that? Because the films have not been good leading up to this.
And there's no trust.
Yeah. And again, we think about how the whole Marvel universe was built, and it wasn't. When we're looking at comics, they weren't A-list comic characters like Iron Man.
Right.
They got to A-list because the actors that built them and cherished the character that built them to an A-list, so people actually cared about Captain America. They cared about Iron Man. And it's interesting just because that's not where we're at right now.
No, not at all.
But so this is a good film.
It's worth seeing. It should be seen. I think it's hopefully a good launching pad.
Yeah.
Right? I hope that this launches Fantastic Four really well, and
I will
so
say it
on.
built optimism for me into Fantastic Four.
Yes.
And again, we're not saying we talked about we're back. I don't think we're there yet.
No.
But I think it does allow us to be at least cautiously optimistic of like Fantastic Four, what they're doing now with Robert Downey Jr. going Doomsday. Like they seem to at least know.
And they haven't been showing him at all.
No, which is great.
At all.
Yeah, I think
that's wild.
He'll be shown in Fantastic Four.
I hope so.
There's Fantastic Four is always associated with Doctor Doom.
No, right.
So if they don't,
but
show
is it
him,
going to be like a little 10
I think
second
it's gonna be a cameo.
thing?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Because you got Galactus.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
gonna be a big guy.
Right.
Quite literally.
Right.
We want. Sorry.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So back on Thunderbolts.
Actor chemistry. Do we want to start talking about that as a whole?
I think. Yeah. I think that Julia Dreyfus. What's her? Julia Louise? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. Or Lois or Louise, right?
Louis Dreyfus.
So it's hard for me to. I've never really cared a lot for her in the first place. I think she's a clunky actress.
Yeah, she got propped up by Seinfeld.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
I don't think she's terrible.
No.
But I don't think that she is the caliber that a lot of people portray her to be.
Veep.
So I never did either.
So I think yeah.
So, but she was to me, it was too blocky for her. It wasn't smooth.
No.
Like it was like good delivery, bad, good, bad. You know.
It was just hard to see what her character. Like you knew what she was doing, but it was hard to see what motives she was actually having in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. And it just didn't feel fluid with her. But her aside, I did like what was happening. Yeah, I did like the chemistry that they had. The delivery basically of the jokes were good.
Yeah.
You know, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna say, because of the Marvel flops that have been happening, I'm giving these guys and gals 3.9.
Okay.
Correct. Because it just worked better than anything else.
And what's interesting, John Walker, that's what his last name is.
Yes.
Sorry, there's the sneeze. Like last week we were talking about, oh shoot, I'm gonna look like an idiot. And I couldn't think of what film. Oh, we were talking about Star Wars because of Revenge of the Sith. And I couldn't think of what the TV show where the Kyber crystal bled through. It's the Acolyte. I knew what it was.
Okay, sure.
Came out in my brain at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I was like, duh. Didn't look it up.
Are they going to bring the Acolyte back?
No. Season 2 got canceled.
Completely?
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole petition.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyways, Thunderbolts. John Walker. I think that it was a really fun group to interact with. I think they knew what their characters were. When I think about John Walker, when I think about the Ghost, Yelena, Red Guardian, Bucky, like they played to their characters. I think it worked really well.
Yeah.
I really liked the Red Guardian and Yelena dynamic. Mm-hmm. I think that was probably one of my favorite parts about Black Widow was those two characters.
That was so relatable for me too, father-daughter.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it just
when
father-son rubs different than father-daughter.
Yeah.
Right? And so I get it.
When they were coming up and saving them from that, that base.
Yeah.
And, he was coming in his limo and the ghost is like, who's that?
Yeah.
Like, it seems to know us and it knows where we are.
Yeah.
And Yelena's like, no, we don't know them.
Yeah.
We don't, like that
like,
disassociation was hilarious.
Yes.
So to me, my favorite character in this film was Yelena and the Red Guardian. I thought their relationship was good.
She had center stage, no doubt.
She did.
Yes.
I liked that intro. They talked about the void, which then leads into the whole film of what the void is. Apparently, she was like, I want to jump off one of the tallest buildings, which is where that first scene led. It doesn't fully make sense in the context of the film.
Yeah.
But she was like, I want to do that. And they were like, okay, I guess we can make it happen.
Yeah.
Like her saving the gerbil, the hamster, whatever it was, the guinea pig. It's guinea pig. I just really enjoyed all of that, how they introduced Bob, some of the John Walker stuff. I wish we would have seen more from the ghost, because I think her powers, she has powers, I guess, compared to the group
Yes.
are the most interesting of being able to phase. Like there was times in which he talked about, well, I can't just phase through if I can't see it because I might just go into the dirt.
Right. I can only hold it for a minute. And so
yeah. So it would have been kind of fun to see if they were to build upon that.
Yeah.
Throughout the film. But John Walker, that dynamic was funny of like, again, them building the bonds of what team and teamwork is. And you can kind of see that get built throughout the movie.
Right.
So I give it a 4.2. I thought it was good. Like you said, Louis.
You needed this film, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for a while that Thunderbolts was one that I was actually excited for. Just because I liked the actors that were in it. I liked the promotional stuff that they were doing with and it gave me hope that it was going to be more of a Marvel film than what we've received in the last few, which I think is what happened. And the Void. I like Bob.
Yeah.
He was so funny. It was fun to see him go from like kind of just the unstable part to crazy the Void and then trying to recover.
Yeah.
So I thought that was all good.
Cinematography, I think. What theater did you go to?
I went to Marcus.
Yeah.
I saw it on the DLX, which is my favorite theater to experience films like this.
So it was probably a little brighter.
Yeah. Although I made a mistake. Megan, my wife, is short. She's 5'3", and they have those stupid bars.
Yeah.
I wish they were lower. I mean, I understand safety, but like, she leans back, and there's part of this film that's in Russian.
Yes.
That you can't. They don't speak. They don't do voiceover, so then you have to read. And then Megan can't read it. I actually even almost have a hard time reading it because of that bar. Row D is the one. If you go to that film and you're doing subtitles, row D you can still see things. Row E is when you start not being able to see things.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because row D is row 2, and there's like 6 or 7 rows. And so like I can only imagine as you get higher, like.
Yeah. No, I've been up to on the top of that.
Yeah.
Theater, and it's rough.
Yeah. You see what? You see half the screen?
Yeah, it's rough. Well, you see 2/3 of it easily, but if you're laying back, you have to really sit up to see most of it. But so it's rough.
I'm assuming you saw it at CMX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cinematography, the CMX, I love the people there. It's just a better experience than Marcus for me.
Yep.
But it's a little darker.
Yeah.
The screen is just a little darker on most of the films. I don't know if that has to do with age or whatever, but it just is.
Yeah.
Not that it's ever been to a point where I can't see what's going on, dark or anything like that, but that DLX is a little brighter.
Yeah. And this is a dark film. Like
it is a dark film.
Thematically, but also just visually, it's a darker.
Right. So with that said, in cinematography, I had to concentrate a little bit more on kind of did they try to do it that dark or not, and so that was a little bit somewhat distracting with me. However, I think that I didn't look at the budget, but
I think it's a more muted film anyway.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
They were talking. I think it made sense because they were working a lot of light and dark, and that's really what they wanted to emphasize in this film. And so color was not a part of it because you want to see the whites and you want to see the blacks.
Yes.
So
180 million estimated budget. They spent. I mean, we've talked about some of the other ones that were 400 million. Even you talk about Brave New World again.
Yeah.
The cinematography in that wasn't very good. It was the CGI wasn't very good.
Those green screens were.
Right. Exactly. And so this was refreshing.
Yeah.
Is where I'm going with it.
It was more grounded.
It was very, very grounded. It felt more real. It didn't look like it was slapped together CGI last second to try to make it look decent.
Yeah.
They weren't.
There were 2 places to me that you could, when they were in that like incinerator room.
Sure.
That felt very CGI just because of how things looked in the background.
Absolutely.
And then the other one I didn't really like was when the Void was first taking over and so cranes started falling and crashing. That also to me didn't look super real. But everything else outside of that was like, this is as much believable as you can in a film like this.
Yeah, the part that I didn't like the most, I get the crane thing, I agree with you. But what I didn't like was the fight scene with century.
Oh yeah.
Because that was a lot of CGI too that they probably wouldn't have really needed to do CGI. They could have just sped up or whatever. And so that was really where I didn't care for it. Because they were still, it wasn't anything real dramatic like sword fighting or anything.
There was the Matrix part where he stopped the bullets.
Yeah. But just some of the, fighting in that.
You could
and
tell
the
they were
speed,
staged.
Yeah, it was too much CGI there. But yeah, so with that, they did the right things here, in my opinion. They didn't. I think they're starting to get what audiences like again.
Yeah.
Like we've talked a ton about it.
Right.
But they're getting back to what's really, really important. And so while I'm not extremely excited about the cinematography on this, it still gets a 3.8.
Okay.
It's very satisfactory.
Yeah.
They didn't try to do something that they shouldn't do with the money that they had, basically. So
the one scene I think cinematically was most impressive or most exciting to me, and it helped really set up the themes of the film, was again that first scene when Yelena jumps off that building. And that is what it is. But then she goes to that fight scene where all you saw was the shadows and her. And to me that made a lot of sense, because what did the Void do? Create shadows of these characters and take them out. And Yelena was the only person you could really visually see. And the film the whole time talked about how like you've lost your light. Like Yelena, you've always had your light. Like as a child, you've brought a light, lit up a room. So I really liked that first scene and what it actually set up for the film and who Yelena was as a character.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. I liked the whole Red Guardian apartment. I thought that was really funny. Made a lot of sense. That was good. So I gave it a 4.1. Overall, I thought, again, there's those scenes that did take me out. But overall, like you talked about, this film understood that we don't need to go crazy. Let's build the characters. Let's build the worlds around them and who they are. And I think that really helped set up the film to be what it was.
Overall entertainment, I'm going first.
You got first this whole time.
I know.
So selfish.
You can go first next time. Yeah. Next time is guaranteed for sure.
I want to count for that.
I'll say it like this. If you remove the whole Marvel thing, this would be, I think people would talk about this and go see it.
Yeah.
Like if somehow you could not promote it as a Marvel film.
Yeah.
This would be a really, really solid film.
I agree completely.
When you compare the entertainment to, 2008 or whatever, when Iron Man came out, to this, there's just not a comparison.
Right.
There just isn't.
Yeah.
Which is terrible.
Yeah.
I wish there was.
Yeah.
But it's still just not.
Right.
So if you could remove that whole
Marvel.
Big studio, Marvel, the whole thing, you would have a tremendously entertaining, fun film to go watch.
I agree.
But
it is
a Marvel, and they do promote it as a Marvel, and these are Marvel characters, and Marvel. Well, in the last 7 years anyway, Marvel has just really not put things together.
It's tainted.
6 for sure. And so that's frustrating to me, because you do have that mental block.
Yeah.
But compartmentalize, and you take away all that stuff in your own mind. And I'm giving this a 4.2 for overall entertainment.
Yeah.
This is not a good Marvel film.
No.
This is a good entertainment film.
Yeah, I agree. The joke is, what is Peter Parker doing? New York is just going the whole shadow, and Peter, like that's always what's entertaining to me about this, and the overall expansive world of Marvel is like this whole Black Cat happened to New York, which is where most of the Avengers typically are stationed. Granted, the whole premise of this film is the Avengers don't exist anymore, but you still got characters like Daredevil roaming the streets of Hell's Kitchen. You got Peter Parker trying to figure out who he is now that nobody knows who he is.
Right.
Kingpin just became mayor in the Daredevil series.
Oh yeah.
And so like all these things of like, nope. Why do we need to talk about that?
Right.
Which again. So if
it's
you
the
separate,
whole Sony thing.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Daredevil is
not Daredevil,
yes,
but Spider-Man.
Yeah. So again, if you can take that whole chunk out,
Yep.
and it just can be a happy little movie consumer going to a film, not having any knowledge about anything, which is what people should do to the Thunderbolts.
Yes.
Like it would have been almost nice if none of these characters we actually had their background to.
Right.
Because
you and as we were exiting, our friends worked there.
Yeah.
And so one of them, she was still there, and you know, we talked about it on the way out, and I think that you can go to this not knowing anything and be okay and be entertained. I really believe that. Because
of what the Void is, going into some of those backstories, it does a good job of like more rounding out Yelena's character, understanding who the Red Guardian is. Again, Ghost got shafted for whatever reason. I'm like, yeah, let's not care about her background at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I gave it a 4.3. I was very entertained. I enjoyed the film. I thought it was funny. It had humor, had serious moments, and the ending was kind of weird. When, again, spoiler, the Void becomes the Sentry again, or Bob, or whatever you want to call him. And then they go after Louis Dreyfus character, and all of a sudden, oh, we got the new Avengers.
Right.
And then Florence Pugh saying, oh, I own you now. Like, why? Why do you own her now? Because
I know I didn't like that.
Yeah, I did. It was the longest end credit scene ever in a Marvel film.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty long. It was like 2.5. But I liked that whole end scene. The Avengers with the Z. I thought it was just funny. But so yeah, 4.3.
Yeah.
Good film. I think this is where you start with Phase 5. Start at the end.
Yeah. Right.
All the other films, not great.
No. Right. Exactly. Is Fantastic Four officially Phase 6?
I can't remember. I can't remember if this is the end of Phase 5 or if Fantastic Four is the end of Phase 5. I think it's Thunderbolt, but I could be wrong.
That would make... All right, Matthew
McConaughey.
That would be more like, all right. Is that the
Irish?
accent? No, I know. I'm kidding.
It's not even St. Patrick's. I'm not wearing green.
No, blue. The freaking camera keeps turning you blue.
I know. Leave us a comment.
Do it. Do it now.
This isn't like... Sorry. I could keep going. That just reminded me, again, of Palpatine. Do it.
Well, there's that, but also The Matrix.
Something else.
Yeah. There's actually another one that I can't think of right now, but that's...
I think there's thousands of films
I know,
that
totally. That's just...
millions of quotes.
Yes, millions, for sure. What's funny to me, though, as we close this awfully long podcast out, so people say, like, oh, you stole that. Well, so did they from 50 years ago or 100 years ago.
Nothing's
or whatever.
original.
It's like, nothing is original.
It's so funny.
I mean, you can say it however you want to say it, but nothing's original.
And you talk to directors, like you listen to interviews from directors, you talk to interviews through, screenwriters. They will tell you who they're inspired by.
Yes.
And so it's like, it's a surprise that like, oh, that looks like The Matrix.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
clearly, because The Matrix is a good film, and people should copy themes of those films.
Yeah, it's wild.
Wild.
So tell us what you think about no original thought. I guess original thought, no original material.
We'll leave it on that.